thing to think about is managing your anxiety. So if you're afraid of giving a presentation or you're anxious about it, that fear tends to take on a larger-than-life quality, and suddenly you're on the street and the dog's dead, right? It's just like everything's going to go wrong because of this one presentation. And that's what we're up against for those of us who feel that kind of anxiety and fear. So you want to, first of all, name it. You want to think about that fear. You want to really get inside your head and think about what your voices are telling you. Admit it, you hear voices in your head. I certainly do. What are they telling you? What are the things that are saying to you? Don't make a fool of yourself, right? Is that what you hear in your head before you go to present? So naming that voice, thinking about the fears, what are you really worried about? And that's the first step towards tackling this anxiety. So at the end of the day, you want to replace the negative joy sucker voice in your head. What's a joy sucker voice? It's a voice that sucks the joy out of your life, right? Other people call it other things. Julia Cameron, who's a creativity expert, calls it the censor because it censors you. Other people have called it, kind of that negative voice. I like to call it the joy sucker because it really sucks the joy and the life out of your presentation, out of your sense of happiness. And it's there and it's loud, and you hear it if you're nervous about giving a presentation. So you've got to, first of all, hear that voice and then replace it with a positive mantra. It's a word borrowed from yoga. It just means a phrase, an affirmation you can repeat. If you attended the opening keynote this morning, it's all about that positive energy, right? The positive energy that you want to put out in your own mind and to your audience as opposed to focusing on all the things that could go wrong with your presentation. So it really starts in your head and it starts in your heart in terms of what you're telling yourself about your skills. Because the good news is, presentation skills are just skills. It means you can get better at them. If you weren't born as a fabulous presenter, that's okay. You can get better. You can become more effective. I've never met somebody who couldn't. With the right practice and preparation, you can get better. So this joy sucker voice is actually false. Those bad things aren't going to happen. They don't have to happen. You have some control over that, and that really starts with you inside your head. So if you're the person who hears the joy sucker voice and it's very loud, get used to hearing it, naming it, and then replacing with something more positive.